He doesn't have to do anything that he's not used to. He doesn't have to go to the air. He's doing waves like that, and that's all you have to do to get these big scores.
Welcome back to the Rip Curl WSL Finals, live from Lower Trestles here in San Clemente, California. The energy levels, the excitement, you can feel it rising with each and every match. And straight off the buzzer, this beach was going off because California's Connor Coffin has entered the chat in a big way. This is escalating quickly. Chris Cote here with Rosie Hodge, joined by yet another world champion, Mick Fanning. Mick, you came in this booth screaming. Your guy, Connor Coffin's going off.
How good was that wave? He just absolutely murdered this thing. Pure rail surfing. It was so cool to watch. This turn, then into this next turn. This turn's the money turn for the wave. Look at that. Oh, that's what we want to see on finals day, right?
Oh, yeah.
And the finish. And I mean, coming in, Connor Coffin, he's coming in as an underdog. He's already had to surf one match today. He's feeling that energy, Mick. Right now he's got his family on the beach. What's it like? Your feet in the sand, finals day, and you putting on a performance like this?
Well, yeah, look, he's come on. He knew it was going to be a big day.
Rosie, you've been on this peak so many times. You've seen waves like this coming through. This is an interesting morning for Lower Trestles as Connor is just carving this wave up, as we knew he was going to do. Still yet to see a wave from Toledo. Connor goes down at the end. So in looking out here at Lowers today, it is obviously it's pumping. There's great waves out there, huge scores on offer, but a different look than we're kind of used to Lowers.
You do have to be adjusting on the fly and maybe having a look at your equipment, maybe going to some length as Connor takes this medium-sized wave. He's already locked in that 8.5, and here's trying to add to that number and really apply the pressure to Filipe. He sweeps through on that rail line, looking for something big on the inside to really put this one to bed, and he goes down on that tricky inside section.
Kaipo Guerrero standing by in the WSL fan shop, but he's going to have to wait because we've got a wave about to be ripped. This is your opening ride for Filipe Toledo. Solid start there.
Oh.
Another big carve. Huge finish for Toledo. I take everything I said back. Nobody's worried about Filipe Toledo anymore. That was a massive start. That sharp-eyed Dark Arts quad coming through in a clutch. What a way to start.
He started with a great wave, but now to see him open up like this, Mick.
Yeah, look, I'm sure there was nerves starting to build up in Filipe, so to come and put a strong wave, that turn was incredible. I think it's going to go under Connor's first wave, but it's one that will just take away the nerves, and he'll be fired up. With 18 minutes to go, you want to start building a bit of a rhythm. You don't want to be at a place where you need two waves come 10 minutes to go because the pressure just gets too much. You always want to be able to have a shot when it comes down to the last 5 minutes.
And when I think about Filipe, I think he's that surfer that wants to get, his surf on the back foot. He wants to get his competitor on the back foot. And now Filipe, to answer back, to stick to this rail game, to look so strong, he'll take a deep breath, he'll get some confidence going.
To answer back, Connor Coffin. Carved to set things up. This wave lurching down the line, growing as it gets to this inside. Here's where the racetrack can't start, but Connor whips into a big closeout turn, goes down, so that will not be a wave of consequence in the scoreline of Connor Coffin.
About riding the quad, it's the same board that he was riding at the surf ranch as we were watching. That first turn was so nice. And he...
You almost wish he just finished this.
Yeah, that would have been a point just to go and finish that. He tried to turn something into a...
And the pundits have been speaking for months about what to expect here at Lower Trestles at the Rip Curl WSL Finals. And this script is still wide open as now we get to see Connor Coffin's lethal backhand in action. Great snap right in the pocket there. Gets out in the open face, looking down the line to see what is available. And he'll hammer that end section, so a completed ride. 4 turns down the line for Connor Coffin, looking to throw away at 4.5. Always a pleasure to see Connor on his backhand. He's so sharp. I would say underrated for how good he is going left.
That was a really smart move, I feel, on Connor's behalf. He only had a 4.5 there. I feel like that would probably be around the mid-5, sort of put a little bit more pressure but on Filipe, but also too that left is so easy to get out the back. So he's going to get out with enough time, but it still makes Filipe think a little bit more like, where did he go? What did he get? And still waiting on that score. It's got to as we see him here, he's
Live action, Filipe Toledo now answering back, only needing at 4.61, which for Filipe Toledo, I mean, he'll get that number in his sleep, but the X factor here, this wave looking real frothy, kind of strange, but that's no problem for Filipe Toledo. And now the crowd goes wild. The first air of the Rip Curl WSL Finals, and people are loving it, especially Felipe's father right there. That was the biggest cheer we've heard of the morning, Rosie.
I think that's the advantage that Filipe has, because when you look at the wave that he was on, it's a frothy kind of burger, and the way that he's able to turn something into nothing is definitely a strength for Filipe. Yeah, he's looking to fade that bottom, so wow, that was searing.
Yeah, just here got a little bit stuck. So hard going through that foam, but to draw that out, to power through that foam is extremely tough, but then to finish off with this air, that's going to be a solid score.
And, you know, that was kind of an understated finish for Filipe, but I tell you, that section right there was no ramp. That thing was frothy, super wild and weird. There are only a handful of people in the world that can make something so good out of something kind of strange at the end.
Yeah, I think the two bookmarks for me there was the way that he faded for that bottom turn to really get the release on that first turn, and then that right there, the finish. I think those two moments are what is going to stand out in the judges' mind when they put a number to this.
Well, the good thing for Coffin is he got a 5.83 on his previous wave. That made the ask just a little bit more for Filipe Toledo. Filipe fans came in numbers down here to Lower Trestles, and they were going absolutely wild. 11 seconds on the clock. Coffin's out the back with priority, still has a chance. Unfortunately, not a lot of action on the horizon. Well, that was a quick run for Coffin. Some stellar surfing early on, but this is a ruthless format. Filipe Toledo gets the win over Coffin. But the big news for Coffin, 4th place in the world. That is huge.
Not a bad result whatsoever.
Well, here's your bracket. Just been busted wide open yet again by Filipe Toledo, who will match up next with Italo.